Hey guys, it's me Natalie, and I just wanted to make a vlog about my encounter with the Jonas brothers and just kind of recap of what happened. And so I ended up, me and my friend Kelsey and Crystal and Kelsey's dad ended up taking me to Sacramento with them, and we ended up camping out the night before around 8 p.m. and we got in line and we had to park our cars and stuff, and the lady marked us down for wristbands, so we ended up getting wristbands in the morning around 8. And so we get our wristbands and we're really excited because I didn't think I was going to get a wristband, but I did. And we didn't really get in line for the stage, but we sat down by this tree, like kind of close to the front, for about 8 hours. And like it was such, like, it was torture, like just sitting there for 8 hours, and like I was sitting on like dirt and like by a tree and like a bush and stuff. But and then when we got moshed, I got like pushed and shoved to the ground. I started crying and stuff. But I got pushed to the front, and I was just like, you know what, just stop crying, my makeup's all messed up, and like I put it over my shades, and like I took a video of them like SOS, because I was never going to be that close before. Like, I've never been that close. So I was like, yay. So I was crying, but I was like, yay. So I took the video of SOS, and it was kind of crappy because all the shaking and like people just like cameras in the way and stuff. But it was cool. I got moshed for like 10 minutes out of that 20 minutes of the show. So I was kind of mad. And so like I get separated from my friends, and I ended up finding them at the end, and my friend's crying too, and she's just like, I couldn't breathe. I was like, I couldn't breathe either. So we get to the car, fix our makeup because it's all like messed up, and like we get our gifts because we got them gifts. We got each one of that. Well, we were supposed to, like, I gave my thing to Joe, and then my friend Crystal gave it to Nick, and like my friend Kelsey gave it to Kevin. And they're like little, like, it was a little basket of like, it's kind of Valentine's Day gift, and it had like a stuffed animal inside. Mine was an elephant, and I named it Adam because I named it Adam because I was giving mine to Joe. So yeah, and then so we get in line afterwards to get for the meet and greet, and only 300 people got the wristbands. And we passed by the stage while we're in line, and I wasn't really paying attention, but I was just like, I think those are their water bottles on stage, and I was like, hey guys, let's go ask for the water bottles. So we're like, hey, can we have that those water bottles? And like the soundtrack guy really didn't want to give it to us, but we ended up getting them. Getting one. He threw one to my friend Crystal, and she caught it, and we're like, whose is this? And he's like, it came from center stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Joe's. I was really excited because center is Joe. And so I have this water bottle now. So if I ever get to see them again, I think I'm gonna bring this water bottle so he could sign it. He's gonna think I'm free, but it's alright. And then so we weren't really in line for the meet and greet for that long, probably like 20 minutes. It was like really short. And I get into the store and I start freaking out because I don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm like jumping up and down, like really excited. I didn't get on video because yeah. And I was like, I'm gonna meet the Jonas brothers. My first time. I was really excited. And like I was talking to people, like talking to the security guards, and they're just like, keep going, you're holding up the line. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I don't even get to the front of the line. I start like filming because I didn't want to forget. And Nick looks over at me like 3 times, like I was smiling and like really excited, and he gets this rose from this little girl, and he like puts it down in the basket, and he's like like he wasn't smiling, but he just looked at me like a couple times, like he like took a double take kind of. And I was like, oh, all right, Nick. And I get to Kevin, and you guys were like, yeah, you seem really nervous. You were talking kind of fast. I was like, well, I know, it's Kevin Jonas. It's Kevin Jonas, Nick Jonas, and Joe Jonas. I'm like probably never gonna meet them again, so yeah, I was like, really excited. I was talking really fast. My voice was just like really loud. And then so I'm like, you already heard the conversation with me and Kevin, and like my friends were like, yeah, you're talking to him for like a long time. I was like, I guess, he's telling me about like if I was gonna see them again, or like when I was gonna be back or whatever. And then he said they were gonna go back on tour on the 31st, and I was like, yay, I was like, really? And then I get to Nick. He doesn't really say anything to me. I was kind of disappointed. I was like, tear. He said something like me too and like thanks, and I was like, oh, and then he said hello, and I was like, hi. And then I hugged him, and I was like, you're such an inspiration, and it's true. So then I walked to Joe, and that was, oh gosh, I have to watch that video every day now because it's awesome. But I'm like, he introduces himself when I'm like saying hi Joe. He goes, Joe, and I'm like, hi Joe. And then and I was like, I'm Natalie, it's really nice to finally meet you. And then I put out my hand, and then he goes, it's nice to meet you, Natalie. And he tilted his head and like kind of winked, like kind of. He was just like, nice to meet you, Natalie. And I was like, oh my gosh, you know. And then he gives me a hug, and I'm like, he's like smiley. He's just like, yay. And then I had my gifts in my hand, and I looked down for a second because I almost forgot I was gonna leave because Big Rob was right here, and he's like, you need to hurry up. And then he's like, oh my gosh, I need to give you these gifts, you know. And I gave it to Joe. He's like, oh, thank you. And then Big Rob was like shooing me away, so I was like, okay, I'm sorry. I was talking for a really long time, so I ended up giving my gifts and I left. And yes, my Jonas encounter, I got a water bottle, no, a wristband, a water bottle.